primary residence.
On the, you mentioned, I think, you mentioned something about New York State real property received town's application for aid.
Yes,
Can you just elaborate on that just a little bit,
sure.
please?
If a town becomes, at their full value, it used to be automatically you'd get $5 per parcel of aid revenue to the town. It was trying to encourage people to do it. Now it's mandated that you have to do it at least every 3 years anyways. And they're cutting down the aid. Right now it's at 5, and they're gonna bring it down to 3, and eventually they're gonna do away with it. But right now we needed to get all the paperwork in to say that we want the $5 aid. So it's something that's been going on for years, but it's something that they're going to eliminate, I'm sure, in the future.
Right, but right now it's available and you apply for it.
We have applied together for
And
it.
that's on town property or?
Yes, any property within the town. Each town individually applies for the aid.
So we have $5 per parcel for
Per-
everybody. I mean, your property, everybody.
Oh, every parcel
We
in
get
town?
Yeah, every $5 per parcel.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that could add up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you.
Yeah, that could add up. And then one other question on the, you mentioned, E-Town and Westport, we're gonna bring up a county discussion using the county office for assessments, is that right?
Yes.
And the reason is because they're having trouble actually finding an assessor, or?
Yeah, that's, they had tried to do a pilot program where they were gonna go in with the town of Willsboro, Westport, Elizabethtown, and that kind of fell through. So now they're requesting, because it's getting crunch time, that they wanna do a 1-year trial basis. Their plan of action is going to be, I just got it today, is, I haven't really reviewed it, but, it looks like it's gonna bring revenue to the county. I think they told me $16,000, so, the county doing it would bring an additional revenue to the county, and it would save each of their towns $5,000. So basically, it's a win-win for everybody. I did say, I would review it tonight, but I plan on approving, or voting for it for the 1-year trial basis and see how it works out. Eventually, I hate to say it, but eventually I believe that with the standards to this assessor has to go through to become an assessor and stay certified, eventually you'll see the county or the state take full control of all assessment of properties. I really believe that. I shouldn't say that for sure, but
Yeah, I've heard
it
that.
certainly looks that that's the way it's going.
And then, well, yeah, the state may be recommending that or encouraging that. Let's see, so that would be handled out of Charlie Lewis's office?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
The
Yes,
STAR
Mrs.
program, how's the information on that going to be disseminated?
Did you get a letter? Letters just started coming for our town within the last couple days. So you should get a letter
Oh,
from the state real property office. And it like Mr. McDonald said, it takes about 5 minutes at that, 6 minutes. But if you get it and you have some problem logging in or whatever, just bring it down and we'll do it with you. Okay?
I'm sure I'll have a problem.
That's all right. You're not alone. Please, some people brought them in today, so we'll take the time, and Donna took the time with some people yesterday to do it, so we will definitely get them.
And on this Citizens United question, I heard a comment that this woman made on the radio. She said when Texas executes a corporation, they should believe that they're a person. That's the statement she said.
Thank you. Anything
Yeah,
else?
on the STAR, so is there a different, STAR thing for seniors? Is that?
Yes, anybody over 65, there's a senior exemption, and there's also veterans exemption, so.
Okay, but otherwise, if you're under $500,000 income, you could qualify for this other one?
Yes, the basic STAR, and what it does is take $30,000 off your assessed value to base your taxes on for school taxes. It's only on your school taxes, not on your town and county tax, only on school taxes.
But it doesn't affect the school budget or the money
No.
that the state, that the school district gets or anything like that?
No,
Does the state offset the cost?
does the state offset the cost with
Well, if you're
this
paying,
one?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna pay $30,000 less,
No, it's 30,000 off your assessed value. So if you're assessed 100,000, it drops it down to 70,000, and then it's based your rate per thousand is based on 70,000 instead of
I see.
100,000.
Right, but you, so, but I mean, there's gonna be less money, wouldn't there be less money for the school district?
No, any exemption, that's a good question, a lot of people get confused though. Every exemption that's given, the rest of the whole pot,
Makes it
the
up.
whole group pays for it, you know,
It's
so
like with the pie and the property. and
it's
the
just how the
town.
pie's broken up. But we create a budget. We create a budget, the school creates a budget, or anybody, and then the pie is distributed how the exemptions are. But that's a good question, a lot of people get confused about that.
And so if somebody doesn't get the letter, they can, should they just call the town?
They should, because they should get one within the next week or 10 days, they should get them. They did it, and they didn't do everybody in the state all at once, they're doing districts, and so if you don't get one, you have all the way to December to do it anyways, but if you don't get one, and on the senior exemption, Donna always sends them out to everybody that has the senior exemptions to remind them, and those have to be done by March, I believe. March 1st, is that what it is, yours? So. And if we had one today that came in or yesterday for a senior exemption, didn't realize they could qualify, so we now have them on the mailing list. So if you know of somebody that's 65 or older that wants the senior exemption, come ask us, because Donna will set them up on the mailing list. Because they have to file, they have to do it every year. The basic star you don't have to do every year, but we do have, everybody has to do it this year.
Okay. Great, thank you.
You will.
Can I ask another question?
Yes, sir.
The town council men and women, is this by district or is this for everybody? In other words, is that for Jay, if I wanna call somebody, do I call
That's a
Jerry?
good
that's
question.
setting up
Town
and
book.
nothing?
Our
You know,
numbers are
are
on
we,
the town website.
huh?
You're not the first one that's asked that question. It's
Good.
been a few years since somebody's asked it, but no,
Well.
everybody's elected by the whole town, and they all can deal with any issues that you bring forward, whether it's the dog complainer or what, sidewalks, anything. Everybody here on the town board will answer it, will be able to answer any of your questions or direct you in the right direction. And, so yeah, that's a good question. Somebody else has asked that before. There used to be a handshaking rule, not to bring up the justice thing, but years ago, where a justice would be in Sable and a justice would be in Jay. It was a handshake that would never run against each other when whatever one was up. That was I want to say 40, 20 years ago.
You gotta take it up the area with the J, you got them down here with the
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It used to be Russ Wisher was the justice down here, and first Dan McDonald, and then Vernon, right? So, yeah,
Long time ago.
about 40 years ago, I would say, right?
They were actually part of the town board.
At one time, town justices were actually part of the town board. In the 70s, they eliminated that as a conflict of interest, statewide. That's a good point. Okay, anybody else? Ray, you had something, didn't you? Did you have a question?
It's been answered. It was about the STAR program for seniors.
Okay, yes. You get it now, and
Yeah,
she will mail you again,
exactly.
definitely,
Yeah, Donna will send me a notice.
yes.
Anyway, so I'm cleared up.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. Next meeting date is October 10th, 2013 at 7 o'clock in the community center. Just so you know, the two dates, and Fred, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think the two dates that they talked about for the candidates night, that the gym was open and we weren't doing budget sessions, are October. They're gonna send everybody, it's either gonna be October 8th or October 29th. So just so you know, and,
That was on the
yes, and then it's gonna be held in the gym. And even if a person is unopposed, for their office, they still want them to
Yeah,
participate.
they should come, that'd be great. Those, which nights of the week are those?
October 8th was one, and the other one was October 29th, and they're gonna send, she told me yesterday she was gonna send them to everybody.
Mhm.
We were just getting them, the addresses and the emails and phone numbers, and then I think whatever majority sends back the 29th would be the 29th.
Right, yeah.
It won't be two nights, it'll be one of the nights, whoever.
Which night, I'm sorry, what day of the week is the 8th?
The 8th is a Tuesday, and the 29th is a Tuesday
Okay,
too.
great,
Okay, in the motion to adjourn,
thank you.
moved by Councilman Hall,
always the same.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman McDonald, under discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's carried. The time is 8:04 PM.
Big agenda and still got it.
Can you shut that off?
No, just right.
Always do.